In my mind, there's one choice for roofing around here, and I'd go with your best choice. Whether it's time to replace your roof or repair it, Best Choice Roofing provides top-notch roofing services tailored to meet the unique needs of Detroit homes and businesses. They serve the region and inside the city of Detroit, too. You can find out more at bestchoiceroofing.com/Detroit. That's bestchoiceroofing.com/Detroit, or call 313-474-7031. That's 313-474-7031. Hello and welcome to your Daily Detroit. It is Friday, January 3rd, 2025. I am Jer Stays, coming to you from our studio at Tech Town. Joining me are two of my fabulous friends. To my left, none other than the Prince of Brightmoor himself, Norris Howard. How are you?
I've returned on a new year, 2025, the year where I thought the future officially started, and we're not there. So,
are you disappointed in the future?
So disappointed. We don't have flying cars. We don't have robot maids. We don't have anything.
We didn't get the Irish unification of 2024 that Star Trek promised.
We did not. So we got a lot of stuff that's really not great right now. And I blame science fiction totally.
In other Star Trek news, we also didn't get the Bell riots. So
no.
Some pros, some cons.
And with your Gene Roddenberry fix, none other than engineer Randy Walker. Good to see you in person.
I'm glad to be back at this table. I know it's been a minute. I think maybe April or even longer since I was here last, but I've had some stuff happening in my life. I moved to a new place in town, had a kidney stone or two, so I've been away from the table. I haven't been on the microphone, but I've been hanging out in the Discord, so I haven't been far from Daily Detroit.
So what I'm hearing is that you need to be a member at patreon.com/Daily Detroit to get your fix of Randy Walker lately.
All the Randy you can take and then some.
And you're within walking distance now. How do you like the new place?
I love the new place. I've been in Midtown since August, the beginning of August, and I'm walking distance of everything. It's great. I love it.
All right. Yeah, because you were over in West Village before.
I was. It was a nice little quiet neighborhood, but there's so much more stuff to do in Midtown compared to West Village.
Was it too quiet for you?
It wasn't too quiet. It was just a little far from everything.
Okay. Well, how was your New Year's, guys?
Man, let me tell you, this is the first New Year's I've spent in almost like a decade as a single man.
Detroit's most eligible bachelor?
If that's what you want to call it, sure. But I just went bar hopping with the homies. Like my brother and two of my best friends came by and we just bar hopped around downtown. We went to Queens, which is like, you know, straight up like normal spot. Like you got to go to Queens. Went to Eatery, which I always forget has a restaurant and a bar inside of it until I go and have great meals. And they had a whole menu and a whole New Year's thing. We actually did our little champagne toast at Eatery, which was great. And then we just kind of bounced around other places downtown. It was great.
Yeah, recently we covered the expansion of Eatery into having just more grocery space. They took over another storefront, so it's side by side now. The menu, I mean, so you really liked it.
Yeah, it's always a great place, and the people there are always super nice, and the menu is like comprehensive enough. And that's what I like about it. Like it's kind of very not complicated, which I dig. The drinks were slapping. They had a DJ in there. It was pretty cool. It was just a really nice vibes.
I have not been downtown for New Year's since back in the day when they had the D drop. Do you remember when we actually used to have like a gathering, and that just has not happened? That died even before the pandemic.
It did. And you know what I think is because wasn't it an issue with like the D itself? Like it was like it got messed up or something. I can't remember, but
ooh, gotta hate a messed up D.
Yeah. Randy. But anyway, I kind of missed that too, but downtown in general wasn't as busy as I thought it would be on New Year's. I just found out a lot of people just talking to other friends that they just were like at the crib on New Year's.
Do we need to bring back kind of like a regional event now that, you know, we've had so much success with the draft and everything else? I mean, obviously we'd have to put in all of the like accoutrement now, right, in these days where you'd have to have like the protection and have an area. But it would be great to see some, I mean, there's the tree lighting. I guess maybe that's kind of it. But like I feel like if we're going to keep doing stuff New Year's, we got to have something to bring people down.
You know what I would prefer? I would prefer if like all the bars and restaurants got together and was like, here's just a big New Year's thing that we can do collectively and almost create like an official bar crawl, because that was really fun. But the
Kind of like Restaurant Week, but for New Year's
and
Eve.
better.
Yeah.
But
Well, for all intents and purposes, Restaurant Weeks in Detroit is no more.
yeah, exactly. But kind of similar to that, because I honestly think a lot of people are kind of spooked out about like big, large gatherings of like thousands of people
Fair.
for many reasons.
Fair. Would have nothing to do with Detroit.
Yeah, but for many reasons. And so I can see why you want to walk that back a little bit. But I think just creating something more official that like the uninitiated could do, I think would be fun.
Well, let's get into a little bit of the news before we talk about where we've been, because we've checked out some really good spots around town. But I don't want to pass on the fact that in 2024, the city of Detroit recorded its lowest number of homicides since 1965, alongside the lowest number of carjackings. In 2024, the city of Detroit recorded its lowest number of homicides since 1965, alongside the lowest number of carjackings since records began. This is according to the Detroit News, which got some information ahead of a general press conference that will be happening Friday, after our regular podcast post time. That's why I'm referring to this. This is some information that's going to be public, but apparently they got it first. Here's what you need to know. Violent crime dropped 7% from 2023, with total violent crimes at their lowest since the 60s. Non-fatal shootings fell for the fifth consecutive year, with a 48% decrease from 2020. Carjackings dropped to just 140 incidents, nearly 17% down from 2023's low. Property crime also dropped 5% from the previous year. Vehicle thefts dropped just over 9%, and a 4% drop in larcenies over the last year, according to Detroit police data. Burglaries were basically flat. So some big progress in some areas, holding the line in others. Generally, I think for a city that for years was maligned with very bad news, great progress. As somebody who worked a number of Angels Nights as a volunteer since like the early 2000s, this is huge, and I think great news for the city.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. And I think one of the main things that I want to focus on is that obviously I think a lot of people are going to look specifically at like downtown and the improvements there, but the vast majority of crime in the city never took place downtown. That is something that, you know, I think we need to kind of get out of our minds. This is progress happening in the neighborhoods. And that's something, before we talk about anything else, I want to specifically hit on.
For sure. There were some high-profile events that I think were in the news that caught people's attention, but that definitely was not the overall story, right? I feel like some people felt, you know, whether it was Greektown, some others, that there was some stuff that was not great that made the news and definitely needs to be addressed. There was also some stuff with block parties. We addressed that on the show. But overall, the progress has been very good.
Yeah, it has. And there's been, you know, the community policing efforts, and there's been funds that have been given to various groups across the city in order to execute on those community policing and community impact groups in order to curb particularly gun violence. And I think it's kind of had a ripple effect, because also I feel like when you got the vibe and the energy around the city that feels good, I think that tends to permeate throughout the city. And obviously this is not scientific, but when you got people that feel good about where they live, or at least better than they felt years ago, I think you tend to not want to do certain things. And on top of that, I just think low key, I hate to say this, but you know what I'm saying? They own the video game, man. The kids is in the house, man. They not standing outside like that. I think it's a different era. We're talking about a different type of person. And I just think the combination of the community policing efforts, the changes in attitudes towards crime and towards violence. I mean, these are also, most of these crimes were committed by younger people. And a lot of those young people have grown up with like school shooter drills, man. A lot of these kids don't want to go through this stuff, man. I think we need to also look at some of the fringe impacts as well.
All right, let's get into some fun stuff. Randy?
So
you found the biggest chicken possible.
I'm going to describe a location, and then you see if you can tell me why it sounds so familiar.
Okay.
So it's on Plymouth Road, near Middlebelt, across the street from Walmart, in front of Dunham Sports, next to Haraz Coffee.
I believe. Wait a second. Didn't we go there?
We went to this exact physical location.
Do we even do
last
an episode?
summer? We did an episode.
We did an episode? Okay. Okay, wait a second. The Guy Fieri chicken didn't make it, right?
That
So
is the
is there already
former
new-
location of Chicken Guy.
So we've now been re-chickened?
We have been re-chickened. I don't know why they decided to open the same concept in the same space. I don't know. Maybe Chicken Guy was not doing well, but Shaq has decided to throw his chicken tenders into the ring and has opened Big Chicken, and his location is now in the former Chicken Guy spot.
I didn't realize at first. I knew you were I had an idea that you were going to talk about this. The rundown said Big Chicken. I did not realize that the chicken has been re-chickened. And that, like, is there a chicken equilibrium, an equilibrium? Is that a thing that like one chicken place must die for another one to open?
Yes.
I
At
think
this
so.
point, we have reached critical mass on chicken, and the proliferation of Chick-fil-A must be curbed. And so, like,
Okay, I'll be honest, but I want to hear your review. I'm very interested to hear your review. But my gut feeling is like, unless that you have a chicken recipe from Moses himself that was written on the tablets, the 11th commandment is your chicken recipe. I'm not sure we need more chicken joints in Metro Detroit.
I would tend to agree.
Yeah, if you want to open a chicken joint, I guess you got to force another one to close so you can
You
assume
gotta
their
battle-
spot in
you
the
gotta
pantheon.
battle another chicken
Is it
spot.
kind of like, or
Yeah.
like Highlander? There can be only one, and they're all fighting to the.
Nah, it's Yu-Gi-Oh. You have a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament with everybody, and then you can end. But no,
You can have Magic the Cluckening.
God, that's so bad, Jer. It's so bad. But yeah, one's got to die in order for a new one to rise.
It was good. I liked it. If I was in the mood for chicken and I happened to be in Livonia for some reason,
Net positive or net like so Chicken Guy, we lost Chicken Guy.
Yeah.
We both tried it. Was it better than Chicken Guy?
ooh, I think it was slightly better than Chicken Guy. Chicken Guy was solid, but it had a few misses. There were no misses in this Big Chicken.
Well, and there's a lot of people who live in Livonia too.
There are, for
Ton
some
of
reason.
people.
Ton of people nearby. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ton of listeners.
Now they got buses too, so now you can. Yeah, now you're
Soon gonna get buses.
Soon you're gonna be able to take the bus to Big Chicken.
But I was over in Redford picking up some Christmas time treats from Ackroyd Scottish Bakery, so I figured I would go to the Costco over in Livonia to do some Christmas shopping. And along the way, I saw that Big Chicken was there and decided to stop in.
You know what? That whole area, that little intersection right there at the Costco with the Meyer and all that, they got to do better right there. Because that's
very busy,
that's
crowded,
a nightmare.
high traffic
have you-
intersection.
Oh, I've driven past there before.
It's awful. And you got the Menards on the other side and the Dicks. It's just too much commerce right there. They got to spread it out. It's too much. I can't get through
Or
there.
maybe, I don't know, redesign the area so it makes some sense, like the roads or something. Because I feel like I'm playing Frogger while driving. Usually it's Frogger as a pedestrian because I
Yeah.
would never want to cross that as a pedestrian.
No.
But while driving, it's like stress-inducing for me.
Well, it's because it's like all still zoned industrial still.
Yeah, if you want to go south, you have to be strategic about where you turn. You have to try and get yourself to a light to make that turn south.
Or you just got to risk your life.
Yeah, just gun it.
What were the standouts?
Oh boy, I really liked the chicken tenders. I tried the sandwich, and I got a tender just on the side to try. It was nice and crispy on the outside. It wasn't like a hard, firm breading. It was nice and crispy, and
Okay,
like
but
you
I
could
gotta-
actually bite through it.
I got to ask a question because it's real. I feel like it's hard to mess up a chicken tendy. Like,
Oh no,
I feel like it's hard to do that.
you got to get the breading right. You got to cook it enough so that it's done, but not that it's overcooked, because nobody wants undercooked chicken, but also overcooked chicken is just
One will
sawdust.
kill you, and the other one.
Yeah. One will kill you, one is bad.
Yeah.
I had the sandwich was also quite good.
I have to ask you about the fries.
So they're crinkle fries, which are not my favorite.
So listeners know, Randy is very particular about his fries.
I am. At least they were crispy on the outside, which is good. I like crispy on the outside and soft on the inside, but I think crinkle fries are too much fry in one bite. Like there's too much surface area for the crunch, and then there's too much filling. Like it's not
It's
a good
too
bite
fluff.
potato. I like the shoestring. Like it's just skinny, crispy on the outside, just a little bit of fluff in the middle.
We're having a moment over here.
That's so disappointing. Crinkle fries are peak. I haven't had the big chicken crinkle fries, but I'm a big fan of a crinkle fry.
I'm a waffle fry guy. Waffle fries and tater tots.
I'm a curly fry guy, low key.
Curly fries are probably my second. Waffle fries third. Crinkle fries after that, and then wedges are
wedges.
Steak fries are
Yeah, no,
just
negative.
too much fluffy.
Oh, no. I am a tater tot guy, beats all of it. And you know what I miss the most? The Arby's potato wedge.
Oh, negative. Negative. Curly fry every time. Chicken cordon bleu and a curly fry, doggy.
Let us know, dailydetroit@gmail.com. Who is your fighter? Who is your chosen one in the fry game? And thank you for telling me about Big Chicken. If I end up that way, which I'm sure I will at some point, I'm definitely going to stop by.
And there's a Chick-fil-A right on the corner there, so just go an extra 500 feet and go into the Big Chicken instead of Chick-fil-A.
So I've also went and ate places, not a chicken place, but over the holiday season, I was able to go back to Leila, one of my favorite places. But I was trying more things this time, specifically because I knew we were going to be talking about stuff like this when we came back from the new year. Love Leila. They just recently got named to the New York Times one of the top dishes ever in the whole country of 2024.
The official title is the 26 best dishes we ate across the U.S. in 2024. Detroit had 2 of them, in fact.
Yeah.
Not only Leila, for their Lebanese sundae, which was ashta ice cream, pistachio, and fairy floss. I have no idea what
Cotton
fairy
candy.
floss. Oh, okay. That's the hipster word for cotton candy?
Yeah.
All right. And then Mike's Famous Ham Place was also mentioned, which, you got your high end and then your diner goodness.
But I love that. Like, I love the sort of stratification there where it's just like, like for me, sometimes I still crave a corned beef egg roll. And it's like,
Oh, yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah, I like that this list shows the range of options available in Detroit.
Yeah.
So if people don't know, we can't assume. Where is Leila? Where are you going to find her?
Yeah, so Leila is over on Griswold in Capitol Park, right across the actual park part, not far from Eatery, like right next door to Eatery in the Farwell building.
They're connected to like the Phoenician, right? Same family?
Yes, same family owns Phoenician. So if you have been out to Phoenicia in Birmingham, this is the same family, same restaurant group. So you will enjoy it. The lamb, incredible.
I tried a new edition that really didn't get a lot of press, but I was glad to see it. The Boulevard, BLVD. We don't use full words here. At least they didn't use
But which boulevard?
BLVD.
But which one?
There are multiple of those even.
I didn't know that. This one is in New Center, so this one is right over where the old City Wings.
Oh, yeah.
They still have the same like big wall there, the IKEA style like blonde wood wall banquette. That's still there, by the way, in case you're curious. But it's in that storefront there, right over by the Fisher Building on West Grand Boulevard. There's parking in the back and parking in the street. Did an afternoon brunch. I was quite happy with it, actually. So did the berry French toast, the grandmother's breakfast, and I tried the peaches and cream pancakes and the Mediterranean omelet. So sampled a few different things. The total bill, just under $50, just so you know.
That's not bad for a brunch.
Not bad at all. The standout for me was the berry French toast.
Okay.
Very much liked it. And also the Mediterranean omelet with like the feta cheese.
Ooh,
Would
yeah.
you stand it up next to like Hudson Cafe or Dime Store French toast?
Same genre, same vibes.
That's what, same vibes?
Same vibes.
Okay. Because when I think of like French toast, like in the city, like that's where I go.
You know what it made me think of? And I didn't see it on the menu, but do you remember when it was New Center Eatery right near there? Do you remember
Yes,
that place?
I
It was
do.
there for a million years, had a giant photo of Coleman Young.
Yes, I remember.
That place was an institution.
Yeah.
The chicken and waffles, among the best. RIP, it's been gone for a long time.
Yeah. What
But
a
I'm glad
throwback that was.
Oh, man, I have many good memories there.
Yeah.
Over the years. But I'm glad to have a brunch place, and they serve it late, too. You can get it like 4 o'clock. Oh. Which is huge and clutch, I think, especially for an engineer, Randy.
Yeah, if I do brunch, it's got to be at 11, maybe 11:30 at the earliest.
I figured you like breakfast at any time because
Yeah.
you, sir, are a night owl.
I am, yeah. So having brunch options that late is pretty good.
I haven't seen a ton of coverage on it, so I figured I'd give it a shout out because I enjoyed it. We had a great time. I know we were near the end of the shift, but they still pulled it through for us. It was one of those things of like, do we feel like breakfast for almost dinner? Yes.
Yes.
And
always.
they came through. By the way, home fries was their style of potato.
Also at the bottom for me.
I'm a hash browns guy.
Hash browns, baby.
Well, with that, we are done for today and the week on your Daily Detroit. I appreciate you so much for listening. I appreciate our members, patreon.com/Daily Detroit. Norris Howard, Always appreciate you.
I always love to be here.
Randy Walker, don't be a stranger. Come by more often, my friend.
Now that things have calmed down a little bit in my life, I think that's possible.
Until next time, thank you so much for listening. Remember to share the show with a friend, and we'll see you around Detroit.